right, folks, welcome back to Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170, The Answer. All right, hey, we got a very, very good guest on our line. We got Chris Crowder. Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Just living the dream. So how's the weather out there in lovely Colorado?
Well, Colorado's not too bad right now. It's we're in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, he's
right
in Tulsa.
Oh, that's
ready.
right. Oh, what am I thinking?
Yeah, AJ's there, by the way, and so is Brody Roa.
Yeah, a lot of our regulars that call in all the time are back there now.
Yeah,
and,
it's kind of day one, right, Chris?
Yeah, it is. We just landed about noon today. Got checked into the hotel. Right now, we're just hanging out at the hotel. We might head over to the track here real quick, just check things out. But yeah, just hanging out right now.
Oh, the calm before the storm.
Yeah, is this your first? Is your first time here or there?
First time there. It's Chili Bowl. We've done the shootout 5 times. 4 times with the Lightning Sprint, and then once with the 600. But yeah.
You've done the Tulsa shootout?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you know that track.
Just a little bit.
Well, it's just a bunch of left turns, nothing major.
Oh, but a lot of them real quick because
Yeah.
it's so little. I believe it's a 5th mile.
Yeah, that's what they say it is. It runs a pretty small track. It's a unique track for sure.
Right. Well, it's as running this race, has this been a dream? One of those bucket list things?
Oh, absolutely. I never would imagine, even at the start of this year, before this deal got put together between Dell and I, there was no mention of going to the Chili Bowl. It's just always kind of like you said, as a dream. And then the opportunity came up, after Hangtown. And, I'm speechless with words, for the opportunity that came about.
Well, in high school, you were a drag racer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let our listeners know you started out going straight.
On asphalt. Then you went in the Marines. You must have fallen off a tank because when you got out of the Marines, you started going left on the dirt. What was the transition?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a funny little story. I'll keep it short. But basically, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I started truck driving. And I got in the trucking, and then I bought my first truck in 2002. And a buddy of mine, I still talk to, he introduced me to Lightning Sprints. Oh. And at the time, they just called them mini sprints because they were running upright cars with 600cc motors in them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he's, you got to come out to the racetrack and see what I do. And I was like, what's a mini sprint? I didn't even know what it was. We went out there, and I watched him, and I don't think he did real well, but it didn't matter. I was like, man, I just want to get in one of those. Mm-hmm. So 2005, I bought my first car, and I've been hooked on it ever since.
Oh.
30 wins in a Lightning Sprint. Yeah, I guess you sort of picked it up kind of quickly.
Yeah. Well, it took me about 6 years to get my first win, but they say once you get the first one, the next one comes a little easier. And we've been fortunate to have a pretty successful season or pretty successful years thereafter. So very happy.
So, but now you're at the Chili Bowl, and you've never been in a midget.
No, the first time I jumped in the car was a few weeks ago at Dell's buddy that had the track, and we went out there and ripped around a little bit. And man, I tell you, his car, his equipment, it just seemed like it fit like a glove. So,
awesome.
No high expectations by any means. Dell doesn't have any expectations for me. Just go out and have fun and try to pass the car every time we hit the track. So that's what we're going to try and do.
Well, and it's funny you should say that because AJ Bender, who is from out here, and he's never been in a midget. But since you're an old drag race enthusiast, Cruz Pendergon runs a midget. And he's been watching AJ Bender out here at
Paris.
Paris and
He runs at Verona.
And what's the one? The little
Ventura.
Ventura. So he calls him up, or what has his people call up AJ and say, "Hey, Cruz wants to put you in a midget." And he thought it was a prank call. Why would a top fuel or a funny car driver want to put me in a midget? And that's where he's at. So this will be his first time. If you get a chance, look him up. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet.
Might be racing each other.
Yeah, you might be racing each other. But he doesn't know. He's never been in one either. And Pendergon said the same thing to him, too. Look, just go out, have as much fun as you can have.
That might be the right mindset.
I think so.
Yeah. So are they having all the wing and non-wing divisions?
Here at the Chili Bowl?
Yes.
Oh, no, it's just strictly midgets here at the Chili
That's
Bowl.
what I was going to say.
Okay, so there aren't any. Okay, just the one.
Right.
Okay, sorry. I haven't been following the setup of the Chili
Well,
Bowl
you've
like
been
I was the
busily
Tulsa.
following
Dakar, yes.
So she's-
Okay, it's just knowing.
That's what happens when we're the only one in Southern California that does a motorsport show. She stays somewhat busy.
Yes.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a tad. And especially staying on top of all the drivers.
Well, yeah, and then Kyle and Christopher Bell and so many.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of people to follow.
Yeah, but you know what? The Chili Bowl is, I mean, yeah, the cream does rise to the top. But when there's no pressure, I think
Yeah.
anybody could win that
Go
race.
Crowder, Chris Crowder. What's your number?
We will be in the 17R.
17R color scheme, so we can find you.
Blue and black. You'll see a big logo saying Morris Motorsports down the side, and we have
Okay.
accelerated services as well.
Okay,
Big logo on both.
go real slow so Brittany can watch.
No, don't
okay?
do that. No, go real fast, and the commentators will talk all about them. And win, so then we get an interview and we can see what you look like.
And by the way, no pressure, and Brittany will tell you.
It's kind of true, Chris. What he's about to tell you is pretty true.
Anywhere from 80 to 90% of the people that call win after they've
Chris
been on
is
this
winning.
show. I'm just saying, no pressure.
All right.
No pressure.
Do we know how deep the mains are going to be? Like, is there an E main and a D main? Do we know yet, or is it too soon?
Or a Z main.
Oh, you might. Yeah, you're going to be pretty deep. I'm guessing maybe a K.
Oh, my
somewhere around
goodness.
there. Yeah, there's 400, close to 400 entries right now.
Okay.
So.
I mean, the purse is not millions of dollars, is it?
Oh, but the bragging rights.
I know.
Oh, yeah. It's only, I think it's 10,000 to win. It falls off pretty sharp from there, but it's not about that. It's
No.
about
That's what I'm saying. This is old school racing at its best.
This is the Super Bowl
Yes.
of dirt track. That's what I
Yeah.
tell my non-dirt track friends and my girlfriends, like this is
And-
the Super Bowl
And by
of
the
dirt
way,
track.
Chris, if you're not familiar, Brittany is a school teacher by trade,
Keeps me busy.
and she's a tad over 40, just a tad,
49 in 2 weeks.
49 in 2 weeks, and she drives a dwarf car. So
Oh, wow.
if she gets overly excited while talking
Yeah.
to you, that's the reason.
Dirt circles. I love it. Dirt and circles.
Yeah, dirt and circles. The
And I'm
girl is
very
fanatical.
Excited. Very excited for you guys. So I don't know much about midgets, obviously. I'm like, are there wings? Sorry.
Yeah.
From Tulsa, they have the different divisions. So I'm curious what your drag racing days, your family, friend, former crew, what do they think about you going in circles in the dirt?
Yeah.
Well, drag racing was very early. I mean, I was still a teenager in high
Yeah.
school when I drag raced. And, my old auto shop teacher reaches out to me. He goes through Facebook, and he reaches out and he tells me good luck. And he follows me pretty good. But, it's drag racing. I mean, it's no comparison to this. And the level that I've been able to get to at this point has just been,
Chili
beyond
Bowl.
my
Yeah.
ever thought.
Well, but Chris, you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings, but drag racing really is boring. I mean,
You're hurting someone's feelings
No, you're
right
s-
now
no, come
saying
on.
that, Dave, but I know you have a reason. Though.
you sit in the staging lanes for 45 minutes, you go 3 seconds, and you go back to the staging lanes for 45 minutes, okay? You don't turn left. You don't turn right. Hopefully everything works. Yeah, am I right, Chris? I mean,
Well, if anybody puts me in a car that goes 3 seconds and a quarter mile, I'll sign me up. 'Cause I'd be down to do that.
Yeah, it's a different kind of thrill.
I
maybe.
know. And I would never turn a wheel down. I mean, I've been in front engines, rear end. I mean, I've done it. So I get where you're coming from, but I think there's more pressure doing Chili Bowl than there is. I think it's one of the most high pressure races that you'll ever be in.
Absolutely. That's why I got back. When I got back into racing, that's why I decided to turn left, if you will. Like you said, drag racing, you spend all day at the racetrack, to make that 12 or 11,
Yeah.
10-second pass. And granted, this is only 20 minutes at a time, but it's just 20 minutes. You don't have to focus on anything,
Yeah.
girls,
Yes.
kids, any of that
Yes.
stuff,
By the way, I just got 2 hate
Uh-oh.
emojis.
Uh-oh. He's getting hate.
Well, from
Mail.
a drag race
Of course.
father.
Yeah.
So, apologize, Rick.
Well, I'm
Apologize.
thinking of Nick Novak. We have a local driver who grew up in the drag racing world
Right.
as well. And not only is he doing circles in the dirt, but now
Right.
his son is.
Right.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well,
Best of both
and it's
worlds.
so. I mean, and really, the circle track family is it's exactly what it is. It's a true family. And if this is your first time back, we could give you a list of people to look up: the Swansons,
Oh yeah, the Chili Bowl. Yeah, the Jake Swanson.
Jake Swanson, his wife, Damian Gardner. I mean, there's a
Yes.
lot of California guys that have made the trek. The only difference is out there, you guys. How many different tracks do you have in your neighborhood where you live?
In Colorado, we have about three to four that we race at
Okay.
on a pretty basis. So it's not a huge amount of tracks like you get back to like your guys' place, California, or even Indiana. But it's a pretty good variety, anything from quarter mile to 3/8 mile.
Have you been to Honor Raceway in Pueblo, Colorado?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I've gotten a chance to get out there.
Well, congratulations. That's the only one I've raced out in Colorado. It was a good one. It
All
was,
right,
it was interesting.
So my buddy just texted me back. Boat racing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay.
And that's kind of in circles.
Yeah. And that's crazy racing,
That's
too.
crazy.
Have you ever done boat racing?
I bet he would.
I have not. I have
Yet.
not. That sounds fun, though.
Yet. Because I think he would say yes to it.
Well, sure. If somebody handed him a boat.
I'm not much of a swimmer, though, but we give it a shot one time.
I feel ya.
Hold my beer. This ought to work. Yeah.
So Chili Bowl, so exciting.
So who have you got for sponsors?
Accelerated Services. We wouldn't be here without them. They put up a lot of resources to make this happen, and I can't say enough for those guys. Olson
Right.
Underground, Open Wheel Motorsports, Diablo Fabrication, Schoenfeld Headers. They hooked us up in this pretty fancy Hyatt hotel that we're staying at this week.
Nice.
Yeah, those guys made it all possible.
So you got a family? You married? Got kids?
I got two kids, two daughters. They're both grown out of the house. Not married, but yeah, just small little.
I think
And they're just looking at dad saying, "You'll never grow up."
I want to know
Exactly.
if the girls ever got into racing. No?
Doesn't sound like it.
No, I got one of my oldest granddaughter, believe it or not. I'd like to get her into a car this coming summer. We're thinking about either quarter midgets or go-karts.
Yeah.
Well, either one. I mean, the one thing about a go-kart, it's a lot closer to the ground. That's kind of nice. But yeah, and the thing of it is, like we do here in San Diego, we have a guy that has a little track out where he lives, and we get little kids and just give them an opportunity. They're either going to like it or you're not.
That's awesome. That's kind of what I was thinking. We have a track back at home just outside of Honor Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
And the gentleman does the same thing. He'll let you jump in the car, put your kid in the car, and
Yeah.
just make them, they like it, come on back and we'll figure something out. But
Then
that's what we're doing.
Well, that's one of the things that Brittany and I do a lot of, and that's interview these kids that are, 7, 8, 9, 10
Yeah,
years
Melanie. We had a young lady. She's 8 years old. It was her first season last year. She won 6 races.
old. Can you believe
As an
that?
8-year-old first season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have a feeling your granddaughter might be like that. A lot of garage time spent with her if you get her into it.
Absolutely. She's at the shop handing me 16 for inches and
See?
calling me Papa.
Awesome.
See, and
She'll be-
that's everything because everybody wants. All men supposedly say they want a boy, but trust me, the daddy's girls.
Oh, yeah.
And this one right here,
Yeah, what does my mom say? I'm my mother's daughter and my father's son.
right? Exactly.
And I bet she takes your number 17R, correct?
Yeah, that's a one-time number
Oh,
for
okay.
us up here at Philly Bowl. Normally we're the 26 in the Lightning Sprint.
Oh, I
Gotcha.
bet she'll be a little 26.
So how long you been running lightning sprints?
Oh, man, like I said, I bought my first car in 2005.
Oh wow! So you.
He sounds younger, I think.
Yeah,
than
he does
is.
sound a lot younger. Well, that's what racing will do.
Keep you young.
You sound 21.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, thank you. Let's go with that.
Not you. I'm talking to my co-host.
You couldn't see him point to me. We're both 21 in our mind.
Yeah. Well, that's how old you think you would be if you didn't know how old you were today. So you still in the trucking business?
I am. We got a handful of drivers back in Colorado. That's what makes this happen when we travel with the Lightning Sprint all over the country. Those guys keep us going afloat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is so cool. Well, like I said, there's a good chance if you pull this off, you're going to have to get back in touch with Scott and set up another interview because we want to do a post interview. And the main reason we do this, Chris, in all honesty, is it's for your sponsors. Our shows are all podcasted. They're 50,000 watt station. We're all around the world. And you never know when somebody may reach out to your sponsor, thank them, use them. So that's really why we do what we do. Plus, we can never find better people than people in the motorsport community. There's just something about them. Boys, girls, doesn't make any difference whatsoever. It's just a great family, and plus Brittany won't let me do anybody else.
Well, thank you for doing that, and you're 100% correct. It's the sponsors that keep us coming to events like this, especially. Yeah. And then number two, I don't even really say number two. They're number one right there on the same playing field as the fans.
Oh.
Those guys coming out to the racetrack and supporting the local racetracks and the local racers. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't happen.
How do people follow you around?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Website, buying shirts, hats, things like that. Do you have a fan club, or how do people follow your racing career since they're not living next door?
Yeah, sure. Mostly we're on Facebook. You can go to Chris Crowder Racing, find us on there, or Chris Crowder, which I go under also Open Wheeler as a nickname. So yeah, thing on Facebook. You can look me up. We're coming out with some new hardware and apparel here pretty soon, and we'd like to get some of that out. We'll post that on Facebook as well.
All right. Well, you'll get a friend request from Brittany.
I already found it. Chris Crowder Racing, CCR.
All right. So I'll send one out once I get off air. And, buddy, I look forward to talking to you down the road.
Yeah, good luck.
Have fun.
Thank you, guys. Thank you greatly. And, we'll keep you posted.
Look forward to it. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to